Another lovely day. My roof panels have arrived, so we'll have a look at those a bit later in a bit more depth. I've taken the canopy off the back so I can give it a good clean, and then I'm going to start varnishing these outside bits. I've got a few days now where it's going to be nice weather like this, so I'm going to leave it open for a few days and hopefully get the varnishing done on that on this outside. So that's it. I've put a coat of varnish on all the bits of wood. Got the first coat on all round there. It's looking quite good for a first coat, really. There's a few little bits down here. If I zoom in, you see it's slightly different colour. I don't know whether I've not sanded that properly. It's still got some old varnish on or something, I'm not sure. I'll see what it looks like with another coat on if need be. I'll strip it back a bit further, but I'm generally happy with how it's turned out. Yeah, I've actually managed on this back piece, I've actually managed to get another sneaky coat on, because I did that first and it's been in the sunlight and it's taken me a few hours to do the rest, and it's actually got to the point where it's reasonably dry-ish. So I managed to get another coat on without a sand, so obviously it's going to need a sand, but that might save me a bit less time having the cover at the back off. So I'm going to leave it like that now. Today I shall leave it open to the world like that to allow these to dry properly. But already that looks a lot better. I've taken the carpets up that were on either side here. I'm going to take those home, see if I can clean them up. I may or may not use them, but to be honest I think it looks alright like that. They're a slightly different colour because they're dark, because they're dirty, that's all. Once all that's cleaned up, I think that'll look alright. It's the next day and I'm back, so let's see what it's turned out like. No, my luck, probably the swans have made a nest in there and there's poo all over everything. Oh no, looks quite nice actually. Pretty good, in fact. Can you spot what I missed yesterday? That bit, completely forgot about that. So that bit still needs a first coat, but yeah, this is looking nice. Yeah. So I'll give it a quick sand on top, light sand on top, and we'll go for another coat. What about this one? Same here really. Yeah, let's go. That's it. So I've done another coat on that. That'll be the final coat. It's looking really nice. Fourth coat on that, because that's the step. Again, that looks really nice. That's like glass now, that. And I think that was the third coat on that, which is the hatch that goes under there. Go out of the boot. We've now got second coat on here, although actually it's probably the third coat because I did a sneaky second one, didn't I, yesterday. And actually, look, that looks pretty good as it is. So we'll see what that looks like when it dries. If I need to put another coat on, I will. But I think it'll probably be alright like that. Then I can get the canopy back on. And this has had a second coat on both sides here, which looks reasonable. Definitely needs a third. So, and of course the door. So yeah, looking good. One of the other things I'm looking at as well is lining for the ceiling. So I'm going to measure that now, and then I'm going to see what my options are with it. Because we've got little bits like this that obviously hang down a bit, so I don't know whether to do a sort of a couple of centimetre layer, or whether to put some sort of vinyl over it, and then just do something with these. I could perhaps put something, cap or something over it, on each corner. We'll see. So there's the last look at it for today with the varnish that I've done today. Yeah, looks looks pretty good. Back again next day now. Let's have a look and see how the varnishing's got on. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. So the outside one, I'm happy is done. And this needs a sand and hopefully a third and final coat. And then we can get the canopy back on. This is harder than I thought to get back on. The rail in some places was wider than others, so I had to go, so when I was pulling it along it was just coming off, so I had to go and squeeze a bit in, and then of course if you squeeze it too much it makes it really tight. So I've got most of it on up to about there, so I'm going to try and just pull it back the other way, this way a little bit more, get that last bit back on, and hopefully the back canopy's on. I was hoping to be able to take that off on and off quite easily, because it's quite nice having the boat open at the back like that, but I might have to make do with rolling it up or something. We'll see. It's on. That's it. Canopy's back on, and I'm done in there for today. I need to repair this. I think I made it worse removing it. I can repair that myself. I have got some clear tape. I'm just going to put some clear tape on it temporarily, and then I will repair that myself. It just needs taking off there. A new one of these, buying, cutting and gluing on, and the zip on the other side is just needs sewing back on. So yeah, I'll do that myself. So I'm going to carry on with the cleaning. I got to about there, so I'm going to do a bit more cleaning now that's covered up at the back. I've jet washed a bit of the roof here as well. As you can see the difference between the sides. Much better, but I'll leave it at that for today, bit by bit. Back again, another day, so it's time for a clean up today. So I'm going to go around and just try and at least clean the cockpit area up, and then we'll see how much further we go. Got the Admirals visiting today. Back again, weather not quite so nice today, but let's see what we can get done. As you can see, it's quite tidy in here now. All the varnishing's done there, down here, and giving it a bit of a clean. Could do with probably another going over, but it's okay for now. Things like this I'm going to remove and deal with. I'm going to give this another scrub over, see if I can get rid of some of these marks, but it's actually clean. It feels clean in here. So yeah. These, I've taken one of these home and tried spraying it. I found a colour that's very similar to that actually. Sprayed the bottoms and it looks good, so I'm going to take the rest these brackets off here, take them all home, spray them and replace the chairs on top of them. And then the other thing I've got to deal with is a roof, which I'm thinking I'm going to use the same white plastic as in the interior, but I'm just going to wait and actually try doing the interior first, just to see how it comes out before I do that. So I am going to attempt to do the exhaust gasket today. I don't think there's a problem with these gaskets here, so I might just leave those alone at the moment. I have got them, but I'm going to leave them. I think I may do them another day. We'll see. It's this here, and I'm not even sure it's got a gasket on it. It's this piece here that's actually leaking. I can feel it and I can hear it here, so I'm going to try and just replace this first. I wasn't sure which one to get. I did measure the distance between the dots, between the nuts there, but I don't really know. I didn't, when I was ordering, I didn't really know the diameter of this and that. So what I did in the end was I bought a gasket sheet like this, so I can actually just measure it up and actually cut it out of this. It's quite solid stuff, and then use that in there. It looks like I've got enough for a couple of attempts if I get it wrong, so we'll see how we go. Okay, so I've removed the exhaust, two different size nuts, so I'll have to rectify that. And as you can see, it's not got a gasket on there, or it's very corroded. I don't think really it's actually even got a gasket on there. Oh no, it did have, look, you can just see the difference there. So I'm going to give that a standard clean up, and then I'm going to have to go about making a new gasket for it. So there's my attempt at making a gasket. I don't think a professional company could have made one better than that. Yes. So I'm going to put that on there and see how we go. I've actually measured this, and it's a 2-inch diameter outlet, and it's about 3 inches between the studs. So if I do change my mind and want to get a proper one, I can go and do that. So I'm going to stick it on anyway and see if it makes any difference to the noise at all and the blowing, because at least I know it is that, and maybe then I can just go and get a tidier one and do it. So I've done it, I fired it up, and as you can see, it's no better. Probably, I can still feel it, probably because there's quite big gaps in the side of it. So I'm going to go and get a proper exhaust gasket, I think, for it. It's the only answer, isn't it? So I am just eyeing up inside. I've got the panels now for the roof, which are quite nice. They sort of interlock here. They've not got stripes or anything down them, so you can sort of fit them either way really, and they look all right. So like that or that. And yeah, it's quite good. It's got a shiny side and not so shiny side. I guess you can use the not so shiny side if you want to, but the shiny side looks very nice. So I think that'll make a massive difference in here when that's up. And I've also got the lining somewhere over the back there to put on, which is, I've gone for this colour in the end. It was torn between this and the black, so I've gone for this to try and make it look lighter. If it looks rubbish, I'll just rip it down and get some black, but hopefully that'll go there. That'll look against this, sort of like that, up to the ceiling like that, and be a sort of a join between this sort of creamy colour here, going to that. So I'm probably going to lay them along this way. I did buy some wooden battens actually to go just here, to go along here, because I was going to lay them that way, but I think I'm actually going to put them in this way. So I've got enough to do the whole roof, plus this bit if I want to. I don't know what I'll do with this area yet. I've still got the piece here to go on it, but what I really need to do is put the lining on first, and because I shall probably make it go just past the roof there, so this sort of traps it in as well. But to do that, I need to make sure these are secure, these wooden bits here, because the one's fallen off on that side. So put that one back on, and just deal with these edges here, because when someone's painted them, it's gone sort of onto here, and it's got loads of silicone in here. So I need to perhaps bring a standing knife or something, perhaps cut a bit of that. I don't know why they have put silicone in here. Presumably they thought the windows were leaking, but I'm not going to touch it. I haven't seen really any evidence of them leaking. The only water I've seen coming in really is from the condensation here and from where it hits the roof, but I don't know, perhaps I'll spray some water at them just to double check before I do go and try and seal everything up. But yeah, so then it should just be a case of lay that lining on here, and then plonk the roof on horizontally like that, and yeah, looking good. I'm going to do some wiring while I'm at it for the lights. I've decided I'm going to have some LED strips just sort of on this side, one there, Sort of one going round just over here like this, and then maybe have some spots at the front, I don't know, but that'll be enough. So I'm just gonna, it's still got a bit of old wire poking out there, so I'm just gonna find it, route it through, and drop it in where the LED strips are going to go. And yeah, I think it'll look quite nice when it's done. And then depending on how this turns out in here, I shall probably use it for the roof out in the cockpit. But I'm just going to wait and see how this turns out first, and how many I've got left as well at the end, if any, because they're not cheap. So see how many I need to order for the next. But yeah, it's looking good. So it will look nice when it's done. What am I up to now? Well, when the admirals and the cadets visited me yesterday, one of them dropped their iPhone in the water as they were getting on the boat, fell out of her pocket. So down there in the murky depth somewhere is an iPhone. I've got a big magnet here for just such occasion when dropping things in water. It's going to be quite hard to get it out. I did have a quick go yesterday, but I think it's probably not going to work. It is waterproof, but it has got a crack in the screen, so I very much doubt it's any good. But I'm going to try and get it out, if nothing else, just for my own curiosity and see. So we'll see how we go. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.